In my own opinion, I think that the 6 geopolitical zones that were created, I think by Abacha or who was it, I think it was a deliberate and calculated attempt aimed at containing the Igbos. They were carved in the middle. If you look at it, you see they were carved in the middle, which deprived them of having a seaport. But when you look at places like Lagos now, Lagos is privileged to have that by virtue of the fact that it's close to the water. And funny enough now, you get to look at it that the seaports that are supposed to be viable in the Niger Deltas are not viable. Why are they not viable?
Hello and what's up guys? In this video, something big is unfolding that you need to see for yourself. The bold Northerner has just dropped a shocking revelation about Nigeria's dark political setup, one that he says was specifically designed to keep the Igbo people down. He didn't hold back. He says the so-called 6 geopolitical zones were never about national unity, but a calculated plot to weaken the Igbos. According to him, this system has made it hard for the region to grow politically and economically. But that's not all. He goes further, saying the Igbos have been boxed in, not just politically, but physically. With limited landmass and opportunities, they are forced to travel across Nigeria just to survive and do business. And here is where it gets deeper. He suggests that if the Igbos and the Niger Deltans will unite, put aside the scars of the civil war, and stop fighting each other, they could rise above this system. He believes that is the only way out of this political trap that's been holding them down for decades. But just when you think you have heard it all, whether that man stormed Obubu in Anambra State, live from the biggest drug market in Nigeria, and what he uncovers will leave you speechless. Nafdac'S, the agency meant to protect Nigerians, is now being accused of pure oppression and extortion. Why? Because instead of arresting the few criminals selling fake drugs, they shut down over 5,000 Igbo-owned shops, punishing innocent traders for the crimes of a few. And it doesn't stop there. VDM reveals how Nafdac'S later told shop owners to pay 500,000 naira each to reopen their businesses. Then they increased it to 700,000 per shop. Over 1,000 shop owners have reportedly paid, but many can't pay. Their livelihood has been destroyed, and yet no Fulani herdsmen cattle market has ever been shut down, even when communities complain about attacks, killings, and farms being destroyed. Why this double standard? VDM says this is not the Nigeria we want. He's calling on the federal government and Anambra state governments to stop this wickedness immediately. Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I am talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
In my own opinion, I think that the 6 geopolitical zones that were created, I think by Abacha or who was it, I think it was a deliberate and calculated attempt aimed at containing the Igbos. That is my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. And let me explain further. You see, part of the reasons why the government gave at that point in time for the creation of these 6 geopolitical zones was the fact that it was not just created out of geographical locations, but based on the fact that people that were similar in culture and other things were brought together. So the question I begin to ask myself is, how is it that there's no similarity between an Igbo man and the Niger Deltas? You quite agree with me that there's similarity, right? And secondly, let's look at the creation. Why I say it's a deliberate move to contain them in one place is the fact that look at the way they would have been privileged to the water if not for the fact that they were carved in the middle. If you look at it, you see they were carved in the middle, which deprived them of having a seaport. But when you look at places like Lagos now, Lagos is privileged to have that by virtue of the fact that it's close to the water. And funny enough now, you get to look at it that the seaports that are supposed to be viable in the Niger Deltas are not viable. Why are they not viable? You should answer that question to yourself. So if you look at it generally, there's a problem there. And funny enough, the Niger Delta seems not to be agitating for having these seaports. Why? Possibly because they are already rich in terms of the revenue allocation they get because they have oil. But another thing again is the fact that one of the main reasons why the Igbo man have to leave to places like Lagos is the fact that the Igbo man is a businessman, and there's ease of doing business since they are more into importing or whatever to come and reside in Lagos. But funny enough, this would have been made much easier had it been there's a kind of if the seaports in the Niger Delta is viable, right? So, but you get to see that by the time the Igbo man complain of we need seaport now, they will say no, you don't have anywhere to have a seaport, right? And let's go to this other aspect. What are the major reasons for the agitation of an Igbo man in the country at the moment? We just need to do justice to that. One is the fact that the Igbo man feels threatened anywhere he goes. In most of the places he goes, most especially in the north, anything that happens, he feels threatened. We're going to burn down your business. This is not your place. We'll send you away. With evidence, right? It has happened so many times. In short, even recently in Lagos, they seems to be having that as well, right? That is point agitation number one. Number two agitation is the fact that they feel that they don't need to go to Lagos to actually access seaports and have ease of doing business, and a lot of it would have been much more easier had it been them and the Niger Deltans are together and there's a seaport created there, right? Which is a fact, and of which I feel it would have been the best. But in so doing now, I think it's going to make Lagos less effective, and at the same time, in short, it's going to make Lagos less effective. And I think that's why politically, consciously or unconsciously, that has remained for a very long time. But looking at it now, having said this, what is the way out? The way out still remains the fact that I think the Igbos need to work better with the Niger Deltans, because I see a lot of similarity, if not for political differences and a lot of other things born out of selfishness and born out of a creation that was actually designed to contain them. I think they will strive more better, and they will agitate for all these things that can make their regions more viable. And second, another thing is we need to look at the landmass. One of the reasons why the Igbo man have to move to other places, a lot of places to do business as well, is the fact that he's deprived of the landmass. Generally speaking, if you look at the creation of the 6 geopolitical regions, you get to see that it was just a calculated attempt born out of selfishness and born out of trying to contain a particular group of people not to be viable. So, but just like I said, I feel there is need for the Igbos to either work out their differences with the Niger Deltans, because while the fact is some of their differences seems to be stemming from the past history in regards the civil war that happened, but I feel everybody have made mistakes at any point in time, and there needs to put aside differences and come together and fight for that. And I equally want to talk about the quality of the legislators, the lawmakers that have been pushed from these regions. I feel competent legislators should be pushed that can lobby and work with other people at the same time. So this is just my opinion generally, and I feel, well, there is more to this, but let me just stop here.
Alright, so this is my first time in Anambra State. I've never been here before, and a very important thing brought me here. Now what brought me here is the extortion and what I call stealing from Nafdac'S. And I want to call them out so that they will stop. Because what you people are doing here is evil and a very big extortion. And from this video here, we will put up on a must stop. There's no two ways about it. Now, what happened in this market? This is the biggest drug market in Nigeria, am I right?
In West Africa, sir.
In West Africa.
Yeah.
Right. Now what happened? Nafdac came here in February, shut it down.
February 8th.
February 8th, shut it down. This market has over 5,000 shops.
Yes.
Right, listen. Over 5,000 shops. They locked it because they claim that they found fake products. Right. Now, after 2-3 months, people said, please, it is not all of us that we found fake products with. You understand? Not all of us carry fake products. Why would you now lock on the shop? Which also does not make sense. But at the end of the day, these people stayed about 2 months. 2 months, 4 months, 4 months, 3 months. Boys down, they spent over 2 months in their houses. Nothing to do, the market was locked. 3 good months. Eventually, Nafdac came. Nafdac came and said, okay, we are going to pay 500,000 if you want us to pay the shops. After 500, they moved it to 700.
After 2 weeks,
they moved it again. Now, hey, they came and said, pay 500,000 and we'll open your shops for you. Now, this is the first question. Nafdac, for you people to say they should pay 500,000, does that mean you are giving them a guarantee to go and produce more fake drugs? That's the first question. What the point? If truly they carry fake drugs, where are the people that you caught? Are you not supposed to prosecute them? Why the people that are selling the original drug continue their business? So you shut down a big market like this that supply drugs for Nigerians that are sick in the hospitals for your selfish interest and for stealing. What is stealing? Now, as I speak to you now, a lot of shops are locked and I'll take you around the market. Because you have to pay 700,000. Example, this is the receipt of one person. And a lot of them here also have receipts of what they are paying. And if you don't pay, you cannot enter the market or you cannot use the shop. My problem now is this. Why I came to this market is this. I came to this market today not because of the 700,000, but because I know that if you let them collect this one now, they will come back again after 2 years to close this market and sit down to pay 700,000. And that is stealing. Nafdac, you can't do this. The only way you will do this, I will engineer these people to sue you people now.
Yes.
They'll bring that representative, they'll take it to court. Yes. You provide the people that sell drugs, you prosecute them, and this extortion of collecting 700,000 will not work. Yes. The mistake you made, wait. The mistake, I will blame all of you in this market. They said, bro, I will blow you. Yo, shut the fuck up! The mistake these people made, I had over 1,000 people have paid. Now, if you calculate 700,000 that's 1,000, you know what be that? Wait. Now, all these people now don't pay. That's the fuck up they do. Because when you pay, you give them more money. People say, "Una stand on the ground. Una carry lawyers, una not pay." This injustice will not happen. Because this is injustice. And this is stealing. Now, we go around the market. Like I said, this is one receipt. Everybody here will put us on their receipts. And 700,000 that they pay. Why? Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I will give you this. Yes. Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now you see the problem I have. I don't like to play tribal card, but I'll play it now. What is the tribal card? For night, when I stay, they are killings. Allegedly by the headsmen. You never ever go wrong when they say cow. This was the sell drugs. I believe, yes, me self agree. Say there is no way you will not see people that sell fake drugs. But it will not be all of them that sell fake drugs. Do you understand? So I'm calling on the authorities and I'm calling on Nafdac. Open their shops for them. Else, there'll be a protest or we'll break up. If not, we go do the protest land below Anambra. This is my first time in Anambra. I'm supposed to come back. Wait. We'll give you 2 days. If you don't do this in 2 days, this is the nobody should pay again. Wait. You will not come back now. You will arrest everybody. All of us better say. That's the end. Now let's go around the shop. Now come here.
You love too much.